Okay, rookie, listen up. I'm about to share something most people will never, ever figure out. We're not just talking about habits today. Oh no. We are talking about the secret cheat codes for your brain. These small but mighty button presses that can completely change the game of your life. So let me paint you a picture. Imagine a pilot, all bundled up, taking off from a city that's totally covered in snow. The plan? Fly to another snowy city. But right after takeoff, they make one tiny, almost invisible adjustment. They change course by just 1 single degree. I mean, what's 1 degree, right? It's basically nothing. Whoa, wait a second. A tropical island? Are you serious? You're telling me that one tiny little degree sent them somewhere with beaches and palm trees instead of snow? That is absolutely wild. That's crazy. You know, it reminds me of when I'm playing a video game and I get stuck on the same level over and over again. It feels like I'm doing everything right, but one tiny little wrong move with the joystick and bam, right into a lava pit. It's so frustrating. Exactly. And that's the secret right there. Winning isn't about some huge, heroic leap. It's all about the snowball effect. You know, you start with a tiny little snowball, you give it a push, and as it rolls, it picks up more and more snow until it's a giant, unstoppable boulder. Now, check this out, because this is where the magic really happens. If you improve by just 1% every day for a year, you don't end up 100% better. Oh no, you end up almost 38 times better. That number you're seeing, that's the snowball growing into an avalanche of awesomeness. Well, 37 times better? That's like a real-life power-up. But hold on. If you get 1% worse every day, you end up at pretty much 0? Yikes. That's a serious game over. Okay, I hear you, but I've tried this. I practice guitar every day, I study, but it just feels like all that work adds up to nothing. It's like I'm grinding for hours in a game, but my experience bar just won't move. What gives? Ah, that's because you're in what's called the Valley of Disappointment. But listen, your effort isn't wasted. It's just being stored up. Think about an ice cube. You heat it from 30 degrees to 31, it's still a block of ice. Nothing seems to be happening. But then you hit 32 degrees and bam, breakthrough. It melts. All that work was building up to that one critical moment. And here's the best part. Your brain has a set of built-in cheat codes, 4 of them to be exact. And if you learn how to use them, you can reach that breakthrough moment way, way faster. Cheat code number 1, make it obvious. See, your brain kinda likes to be lazy. It needs a big flashing sign to tell it what to do next. Most of our bad habits happen simply because the cue for them is sitting right there in front of us. Basically, what you see is what you do. So to build a good habit, we use what I call the Lego tower method. You take a habit you already do, like brushing your teeth. That's your solid base piece. Then you just snap a new tiny habit right on top. Like, after I brush my teeth, I will do 1 push-up. The old habit becomes the obvious signal for the new one. It's that simple. And this is how you design your environment for a win. If you don't want to eat cookies, get them out of sight. But if you do want to eat healthier, put a big, shiny apple right there on the counter where you can't miss it. Make the good choice the easiest, most obvious one. No way. So you're saying I'll actually eat the apple just because it's there? You got it. Now for cheat code number 2, make it attractive. Your brain is hardwired to chase rewards. It wants things that look fun. So if a habit feels like a boring chore, forget it. You've got to make it something you actually want to do. Okay, fine, but how do you make cleaning my room attractive? It's literally the worst. Give me a real example. Easy. You just pair something you need to do, like cleaning, with something you want to do. Let's say you only let yourself listen to your favorite podcast while you're putting your clothes away. Pretty soon, your brain will start to look forward to cleaning because it means you get to hear the podcast. All right, on to the 3rd cheat code. And trust me, this one is a total game changer. Make it easy. Like I said, your brain loves to save energy. It's always going to look for the path of least resistance. So if you want to build a new habit, you have to make it so easy to start. And the secret to that is the 2-minute rule. You take whatever habit you want to build and you shrink it down until it takes less than 2 minutes to do. See, the point isn't to run a marathon on your first day. The point is to just master the act of showing up. Hang on. So instead of run a marathon, the goal is just put on my running shoes? And instead of read 30 books, it's just read 1 page? That's it? That's so easy, it's almost silly. Exactly. And that leads us to our final and maybe most important cheat code. Make it satisfying. Your brain needs to get a little hit of success right away to wire that habit in for next time. It needs to feel like it won, so it wants to play again. And that win doesn't have to be huge. Sometimes just putting a big X on a calendar is enough. You start to build a chain, a streak, and your brain loves that. It doesn't want to break the chain. And if you do miss a day, it happens. Just remember the golden rule. Never miss twice. One miss is an accident. Two is the start of a whole new bad habit. All right, guide, this is all cool stuff for, eating apples and folding socks, but how does any of this help me finally get better at my video game so I can beat my friends? Because these cheat codes work for everything. You want to level up? Simple. The moment you get home from school, that's your obvious cue, you're going to practice for just 2 minutes. That's the 2-minute rule, making it super easy. You do that every single day and you'll be dominating in no time. In fact, I think you're ready. I think it's time to give you a secret mission, should you choose to accept it, of course. Now, your mission isn't some big fuzzy goal like, I want to get better. No, your mission is specific. It's an action. It's, I will do this one thing for just 2 minutes. So here it is, your secret mission. Choose one thing, just one. Shrink it down so it takes 2 minutes or less, and start today. Now go on, level up your life.